The jury has found rapper Tory Lanez guilty.
Yet another black man is facing jail time, and Tory Lanez. And so as we cover this, you know my page is about positivity, but also making you think about a mindset. What I want us to think about today is who are the company you keep, and are you thirsty for clout and for women? So the first things first, before I even get into this, I'm going to show you several video clips so you can see the verdict that Tory's facing 22 years in jail. And when the videos are done, we're going to talk about what I think about this and how he could have avoided this. We're not even going to talk about how he could have avoided this, man, but just kind of give my analysis on the situation, but not from the perspective of law, but from the perspective of a mindset and an energy perspective. Roll the clip.
Tory Lanez has been found guilty of blanking Megan Thee Stallion. The verdict came Friday afternoon, where the jury found Tory guilty of all 3 charges against him. Now Tory is facing over 22 years in prison. That will be determined during sentencing at a later date. Sources tell TMZ that Tory's lawyers were in touch with immigration officials, and they've been told that there's a strong likelihood that he will be forced to leave the country.
The jury has found rapper Tory Lanez guilty of shooting fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion after a 2020 party in the Hollywood Hills.
Let's get right to Eyewitness News reporter Christian Cordero, who is live in the courthouse in downtown LA with the breaking details of the verdict just handed down. Christian.
Colleen, David, you know, sometimes attorneys that are representing these high-profile cases will come and talk to us. We don't necessarily expect that to happen here where we're standing right now, as we have learned and we saw ourselves kind of chaos unfold within the courtroom moments after the verdict was read. But first, let's talk about the verdict itself. Assault with a semi-automatic firearm, guilty. Having a concealed firearm in a vehicle that's not registered, guilty. And discharge of a firearm with gross negligence, guilty. Tory Lanez showed up in court today wearing a pink coat, a white turtleneck, similar to what he was wearing yesterday. He was smiling with family beforehand, of course, optimistic as this jury went into day 2 of deliberations. But then that quickly changed. The jury of 7 women and 5 men walked into the courtroom, and their verdict was read as they handed it over to the bailiff. So guilty, guilty, guilty. There was no reaction from Tory Lanez right when the verdicts were read, but then as soon as the judge dismissed the jury, his father actually stood up in the courtroom and yelled, pointing, looking at prosecutors, saying, "You two are evil, you are wicked," and a lot of other inaudible things. This lasted about a minute or so, with his father standing up and his father's wife standing up. Of course, extremely emotional now that his son is facing 22 years, a maximum of 22 years in prison, and was taken away in handcuffs in front of his children 2 days before Christmas. But it also has kind of been the manifestation of a lot of the energy that's happening outside of the courtroom. Megan Thee Stallion herself has testified that she feels she has faced consequences to her career for bringing this to court, but she feels like she needs to in order to amplify the struggle that black women face in getting criminal justice as victims and feeling protected within the rap industry. So
I do what I want to with my body. When I want to with my body. With who I want to with my body. 'Cause it's who? My body.
So as y'all see, my homie Tory Lanez, super dope music artist, man, and you know, we weren't in the vehicle, so we don't know everything. But some things we do know is that Meg Thee Stallion was lying. She was literally caught Amber Hearding it the fuck up. As usual, they're able to just take her word, even though she's caught in lies. Her friends are lying on the stand. There's several things that have been caught in normal, plain English and broad day. I mean, hell, we even see there's almost no penalty for falsely accusing someone of rape. There's almost no penalty for it. But conversely, the men that are accused of this, that are accused of rape, they're put in jail for 20 years at a time. You see how happy my dog's spirits were, happy his energy was, how his demeanor was. There's nothing to hide. And in this society, modern society, it is not set up for men. I stress this to you enough. If you decide to get involved with some girls or get married or something, brother, please listen to what I'm saying. Wheels come standard on every car. Dick is disposable, vagina is disposable. It's not a gift. So please pay attention to who you give your energy to. A lot of these people pay attention to what they do for attention. A lot of these female rappers, they sexualize themselves, believe it or not. We don't sexualize them. They are on their own making themselves naked in the videos, licking stuff, licking inanimate objects to make it seem like it's a penis. They're doing that on their own. And it's your job to surpass temptation sometimes. You know, a lot of these girls, I think she was, what does she have, a boyfriend, or she's married? She has a whole relationship, but she's out here doing all this shit. All these players came out that she slept with, but it still didn't matter. He still lost the case, even despite the fact that she was lying. I don't know all the particulars, but I do know about energy, and energy is real. So for all my young men who watch any of my content, I don't know, we have about 200,000 plus of you who watch my content. If you look up to Tory Lanez or any celebrity, understand that if you want to start being more value men, pay attention to who you give your energy to and who you give your seed to. You don't got to chase every vagina that walks around the block. They're not all the same, to be honest with you. The energy that's attached to them is what's important. So make sure the girls that you running after, make sure they're not sexualizing themselves. Make sure they're giving you good energy. Make sure they would never do this to you, bro. Because you have to see, in their past, if they've shown this behavior before, if they stepping all over the nigga that they with, what makes you think they won't do that to you? If she'll rob another person, rob another nigga, what makes you she won't do it to you? If she'll lie on her best friends that's a girl, what makes you think she won't lie on you to protect the image? And unfortunately, what's happening is a lot of women, and they're using our brown and black women to lead the masquerade of this new agenda, this modern feminism. There's women that on the 14th, when the article came out or whatever, they found out she's lying. Women are supporting it. Oh man, Meg can't be wrong. We stand with her. You're standing with Amber Heard. You're standing with Brett Favre. You stand with all the people that do the wrong thing. But when it's time to stand for observable reality, when it's time to stand for, okay, well, who gets shot and gets back in the car with somebody? How does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? You understand? We live in a new society, so just pay attention, fellas. If you get involved in anything, understand that the court is likely to rule in favor of the woman. They're ruling fathers. They're making you the father if you miss one court date. They say the paperwork to the wrong room, you might be the father, brother. So pay attention to the company you keep. Pay attention to the girls you give your energy to. Meg Thee Stallion, I already lost tons of respect for you for what you do. And the fact that I found out all those men that came out that you been having sex with, while you promoting to young women. I have 3 sisters. There's a lot of young women who look up to you. So when people become celebrities, yes, you have to still live your life, but understand there's people that look up to you. And if you're one of the most popular women in the entire world and they're using you to project what women should be, this is not it. Taking no accountability for your actions, lying, and always being a victim. And fellas, it just shows you another way the court system is failing us, man. Another way that they don't give a fuck about you. It's all about money and about separating the family, separating the man from the wife, and separating the man from the children. So, unfortunately, Tory is looking at 22 years in jail, arrested right in front of his children. This has a deep impact on hip hop and a deep impact on the world. So, Tory, I'm sending you love, OG. Nothing but love my way, bro.
Breaking news, I want to cordially thank the legal system in California because Tory Lanez was just officially found guilty of shooting Megan Thee Stallion. And not just on one of the charges, guilty on all 3 of the charges! And now faces up to 23 years in prison. Like Megan said, she'd rather die before she let a broke man like Tory Lanez handle her.
And now what this does is it's going to push their narrative and their agenda for homosexuals, anybody who ever had a problem with men. And look at this dude. He talking about little broke boys and all this shit, like as if he knows Meg Thee Stallion. He's not even black or a woman. And what this is doing is allowing this behavior to be condoned. So just because she got off, now it's going to open up the floodgates for all this other shit. Look at Amber Heard. Look at what's happening. And look what they're doing. They're attaching one problem, and now everybody's trying to attach themselves to it. A homosexual man trying to attach himself to Meg Thee Stallion as if he knows the struggle, if there was a struggle, even though she lied. It's all confused. This is the Matrix. But let me know what y'all think in the comments about the situation, man. Another woman that's just going to be able to Amber Heard her way through this thing and have no penalty. She's going to probably, this is my prediction, she's probably going to shed these big crocodile tears and act so sad and oh my God, women empowerment. They're probably going to give her some magazines. They're going to give her some commercials. They'll give her some deals because guess what we love in the Western societies? The woman is never wrong, and pretty soon women are going to make more than men. They already think so less of men. They already will look at a man who's equal to them and look down on him and give him no time. So fellas, good luck out there. Keep your motherfucking head up. Stay 10 toes down and go find the girls that are more relaxed, traditional, that are doing the things you like. Because remember, at the end of the day, clout cannot pay rent. I love you all. Until next time, stay lit, stay awesome, stay healthy. You did.